Welcome students, welcome to the next lecture, and today we are going to discuss very important topic of AC generator. So I am PS Bakshi. Today we are going for the basic things about the generator and the alternator as well. So first of all, what is a AC generator? Basically it is a device which is used to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So which means we can write it in simple words. So it is a device which is used to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So that is going to be the main thing, the main function of that device. Okay. So as you have seen so many generators in around you. Now every generator is made of two parts. One is the engine, which is basically we have seen in our in around area. That is, engine is a basic engine which is working on diesel, and that can provide the mechanical energy. The other thing is the electrical part. And always remember that the electrical part is going to be same in all kind of generators. So that is the simplest of diagram of a simple electrical part, or you can say generator. So that include two strong magnets, north pole and south pole. Obviously the lines are always going from north to south. That's I am already shown it in the diagram. Now, if we place a rectangular coil, ABCD is the coil here. If we place a rectangular coil in between it, in between the poles, you can say, then, and if we provide the mechanical work which can rotate that coil, the rectangular coil, then easily the magnetic lines are going to be cut off. Now, that is going to be the basic principle of AC generator as well. So which means the basic principle is going to be Faraday law. Now, what is Faraday law? Induced EMF is equal to negative of rate of change of flux. E is equal to minus d phi upon dt, where E is the induced EMF, and as you know, phi is going to be the magnetic flux. As you know, phi is always going to be the magnetic flux. Now, what is the flux? It is made up of so many magnetic lines of force. Now, if those lines are going to increase or decrease, which means there is going to be a change in magnetic flux, and if there is change in magnetic flux, there is always going to be induced EMF. Now, that principle is used in the generator. Now, some other parts of that generator are, so that is ABCD is the coil here, rectangular coil, that is also known as armature. Okay, so R1 and R2 are going to be the slip rings. Now that is attached with the rectangular coil. They also move. Okay, so R1 and R2 are going to be the slip rings. You can also point out here. So these are going to be the slip rings. And B1 and B2 are going to be the carbon brushes. Now why we use carbon brushes? Because that can minimize the friction, because the rings are rotating and the brushes are attached to it. So which means if they are also of some kind of metal, which means copper or aluminium, then that can create friction. So which means they are made up of carbon. So these are the brushes here. Okay, so now that is the simplest of diagram. I have made an axis here, and I have given a omega symbol here, which means that is going to be the angular velocity with which a rectangular coil is moving. Now the main thing, as we have gone through all the component, that is armature coil, these two are slip rings, those are brushes which are attached to the wires with load to the output. Okay, so these are the strong magnets we have. So what is going to be the working of a generator? Now that is very important part of that. As you know, the magnetic lines are going from north to south. If we, that is our rectangular coil, if that is our rectangular coil, and that is having a mechanical work which it can move in a circular, okay, in a circular axis, which means you can say that is the axis we have provided here. So if the magnetic lines are coming from north to south, So if that rectangular coil is in that shape, so which means the magnetic lines which is moving from north to south are going to minimize. And as it is rotated, now the more magnetic lines can pass through from north to south, and in that position the maximum lines can pass through that from north pole to south pole, from north pole to south pole. But when it is further rotating, now the magnetic lines are again going to decrease. So, and that is going to be the minimum magnetic lines which are going from north to south pole, which means if we are going to rotate it, every time there is going to be some kind of increase or decrease in the magnetic flux, and that is going to be the main principle of that, because if there is change in flux, there is always going to be induced EMF, and that is how, by rotating that coil, by providing mechanical energy for rotating that coil, we are getting induced EMF, which is used as electrical energy. That is a very, very simple thing and very interesting too. So as you know, we can easily rotate that coil. So every time if that is rotating, a rectangular coil, if it is rotating, every time it is going to increase or decrease the magnetic lines. That is how we are going for the working of a generator. So that coil is now rotated, and the magnetic lines from north to south are always going to increase or decrease depending upon the direction of the rectangular coil. That is how that generator works. Okay, now what about the formulas? What about the graphs of AC? So we can also make it very simple here. Now if we are taking a particular point, let's assume we are talking about any particular one, that is our north pole, that is our south pole. So just assuming that if the coil is at something here, so here we are having that B. Now if that is our angle theta, so as you know, we can resolve B into two components. So resolving, if that is B and that is theta, so that can be B cos theta, and that can be B sin theta. We resolve B into two components, one with cos, one with sin. And one more thing, as you know, angular velocity is angular displacement over time, so which means theta is going to be equal to omega t. Theta is equal to omega t, where omega is angular velocity, as you know. Okay, so instead of using theta, we can also use omega t here. So, and the simplest of formula of magnetic flux is going to be yes. So that is going to be yes B A. And now N is going to be the number of turns which are provided to that rectangular coil as well. Okay. So instead of using B, instead of using simplest B, we are now going to use B cos theta, or you can take it as B cos omega t. So which means that is going to be the smallest flux here, and we can easily calculate that. So which means if we are going through that, so phi is now going to be equal to N, yes, B cos omega t into A. Now that is the factor, the basic factor in the direction from north to south. If we take the component with the cos of magnetic field, then that formula can be turned as NB cos omega t A. And if we are going to differentiate that, differentiate with respect to t, now what we got? d phi upon dt. And similarly, we are going to differentiate that NBA cos omega t. As you know, so NBA are getting out from here. Now differentiation of cos omega t is going to be yes minus sin omega t multiplied by omega. As you know, the differentiation of cos is going to be minus sine, and we multiply the differentiation of angle with it, and omega t differentiation is going to be omega. That is how that omega come here. Now which means now that is also going to be very simplest of formula, d phi upon dt. Now that is now going to be minus NBA omega sine omega t, and we are using that value here in equation 1. We got our answer. So therefore equation 1 becomes, so that is going to be induced EMF is going to be equal to, yes, NBA sine omega t. Now that is our answer. So because that negative symbol cancel out that negative symbol as well, and which means every induced EMF which is produced by a AC generator is going to be a sinusoidal wave. Now what is a sinusoidal wave? You can simply make that diagram as well, and we can also go through with the graph of the sinusoidal wave as well. So that is going to be very simple thing. Now what is the graph of a sinusoidal wave? It is just like that. So from that you can easily observe that now that is going to be your angle omega t, as that is 0 degree, and that is going to be 90 degree, that is 180, that is 270, and that is 360. Okay, and if you want to clarify it in time period, so that is going to be the full cycle time period, that is going to be t by 2, that is going to be t by 4, that is going to be 3t by 4. That is how a sinusoidal wave works out. Now that can be a simplest of graph of sine wave as well, and which is justified by that formula. That is how we can say that an AC generator produces sinusoidal wave. Obviously, it is also known as single phase alternator or simply generator. That is a single phase thing. Now that is a single phase. Single phase alternator, or you can take it as a simplest form of generator. Now what about the three phase generators? Now in three phase generators there are always going to be three coils which are going to be on each other with the same angle, which means they can go through with that angle. So if that is going to be the angles here, so obviously each angle is going to be of 120 degree. So that is E1, that is E2, that is E3. That is how a three-phase generator works out. So there are going to be three rings, and obviously three coils are going to be at an angle of 120 degree each. And the simplest of graph of 3D generator is going to be like that. So one is moving like that, and another is moving like that, and third is moving like that, which means every angle is going to be different. So it starts from 120, it starts from 60, it starts from 0. So that is how a three-phase generator works out. And you are going to study it more in the engineering department as well about the three-phase generators. I have just given you the basic knowledge of the three-phase generator as well, but hope so you are understanding it well. The basics thing about the AC generator, always remember one thing: the electrical part working is going to be same in all kind of generators, electrical generators. Even in hydropower stations, the mechanical energy is used by that is for the water. Water is stored at a height which is going to be the potential energy, then it is converted into the kinetic energy of the water, and that kinetic energy is used to provide the mechanical work for moving turbines. And similarly, in a thermal plant, we use the coal's chemical energy, and we make steam out of that, and we move the turbines from that. And in the solar plants as well, we use the heat energy of sun to make a stream, and which is going to move the turbines, which means the mechanical energy segments are going to be different for all kind of power stations, but the electrical power system is going to be same for all. The basic things, the basic principle, and the basic parts are going to be same for all kind of generators. So hope so you are understanding it well, and if yes, then please share our video and like and subscribe our channel as well, and don't forget to press the bell icon to all to get the future notification of our videos. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.